it quite a fascinating matchup because you've got this, Wild come out super strong and get 3 good rounds. Virtus Pro come back with
the best frag player in all of history. Well, it has to be Nesk. I think Nesk has to, like, who else than Nesk? Like, keep in mind, we're talking from the very beginning. Like, Shaiko is on the list, but Shaiko hasn't played the entire time. So Shaiko doesn't count. He says in the history of Siege. Shaiko's history in Siege is only half the game's duration. Shaiko's career is actually not that long, compared to, like, Kento, Nesk, etc. So it has to be Shaiko. Sorry, it has to be... Everyone's saying Shaiko. It has to be Nesk. It has to be. Like, Shaiko is what we call recency bias. Shaiko is the best player currently, probably. But you guys... I think you guys have forgotten Nesk. I played against him back when Ash Acock was in the game. And let me tell you, I have scrimmed and played against Pro League players in the biggest grand finals and the biggest stage against the best players in the world. No one, even Shaiko, was close to Nesk in his peak. I'm not even kidding. Shaiko looks like an amateur in comparison to how much better Nesk was compared to us. And I'm saying that to try and make you guys understand how fucking frightening it was to play against them. And the thing that Liquid did so well is, you know how Shaiko is like a lone fucking machine of BDS. He'll drop a hatch, get 3 kills, no support. Liquid didn't do that. They would play Lion and Dokkaebi and have a drone between Nesk's feet. And either you look down because you hear the drone, Nesk kills you. He was literally drone between his feet. Or you shoot for Nesk, you still die. It was like, at least if I look at the ground, I'll kill the drone and I'll die. Because if I aim at Nesk, I'll still die and I don't kill the drone. It was practically impossible. We bootcamped in Brazil to prepare for the Pro League finals over there for like a full week and a half. And we scrimmed Liquid every day for a week straight. We scrimmed every day for a week straight. We only won 1 map. Now, mind you, every single day, we played between 3 and 5 maps against them. Times 7. We won a single map against Liquid. And Nesk would drop 20 kills every game. And no one could shoot back against him. Now, Shaiko is a phenomenal player. Arguably one of the best, maybe the best player right now and in the last like year of Siege. But if you look at how big of the gap was between Nesk and the rest of the competition, it was bigger than Shaiko in the gap currently. It absolutely was. So, if you look at the history of Siege, gotta be Nesk.
Well, they made sure that they were almost.
I think Aces, if he had actually had a career that was more consistent, like he's been off teams for a while and stuff, I think there's a chance Aces might be in the category for like some of the best players in the world as well. A lot of people thought he was the best in the world when he first came to the scene. But Aces, how long has it been since he was last on a Pro League team? It's been like years. It's been years. I don't think he was on a team when I retired, and he hasn't been on a team since now, right? So that's at least 2 years? I don't know, something like that, I think. It's been 2 or 3 years. I think it's been at least 2. Because I don't remember him playing while I was retired. Like the last team he played for was EU Rogue in the beginning, back with Uno and stuff, no? Or like the Stream roster that became Rogue and whatever the thing. Yeah, he played for Rogue from 2020 till 2022. I don't remember him being on the roster at all in 2022, and even some of 2021. Unless he was not an active player, I guess he would have had to be.
Yeah, I think we've seen BDS do it as well.
I don't remember that.
Just keep popping your way out the Flores drone.
Super best IGL of all time? Negative. There is not even a remote close conversation to be had there. It is Fabian, Troy, or myself. And in this case, it's probably Troy. I think the list goes Troy's the best IGL ever, and then Fabian, then me. I think that's the top 3. And I don't think anyone's close, as far as we know. Maybe, like, it's hard to gauge Latin players as well and whatnot, but yeah. Troy actually that good? Canadian. Troy has played with 3 different rosters, winning 3 different major events. He's the only person in the world who's done that. Played for CTM, won invitationals, played for EG. For years, did what they did. Then joined SSG, won Invitationals. Played for Dark Zero, then they won a major. Across 5 or 6 different years. 3 different major rosters in 3 different metagames. Troy IGL'd his team, the non-fragger to the trophy. So Troy is definitely like the GOAT when it comes to that discussion. Fabian will be second, and then Fabian and I will be IGL together, so that would be me third, I would say. If I give Doki a letter grade as an entry, what would it be? Oh god. A letter entry, so like S, S plus, A, B, whatever. Doki's like he's like an A tier entry. He could work on his consistency and positioning and timing and waiting for drones and patience and stuff, yeah. And repelling. He sucks at repelling. I think it's like an A tier entry. Top 5 greatest teams of all time is Old Penta, G2, Empire, NIP, TSM, EG. I'm not sure I would put TSM in top 5 greatest teams. I don't think I would. I think I would remove TSM and put in the 4th team is hard because it would have to be a team that hasn't won very much. Because like my mind jumps to like BDS or Liquid immediately. FaZe, I think, is a noteworthy org as well. Granted, they've had different rosters. I think you would put Liquid, BDS, or instead of TS. Have to. Tips for a gold player who plays site and I don't really think I mean I can give you very general tips like stay alive, watch cameras when they're around town, see what they call out on those cameras. Understand your value of being alive and just where you should be playing at. But it's a very general question, so you can't really get very general. It's very hard to judge post gameplay in the Siege without watching it. Because Siege is very specific and very situational compared to, let's say, other games like CSGO. CSGO is like a lot less CSGO is very consistent, you can say. Like how to hold B, how to hold A, certain smoke lineups, etc. Siege is like, there's certain C4 lineups and certain smoke lineups, but like mostly it's like not like that at all. Like it's very spurred of them, like in the moment kind of situations. So why put TSM over Space Station when Space Station they won before TSM? Like if we're going by that logic, then you would have to put SSG on that list as well. But I don't think. So there is one thing, right? If you win the Invitationals, that does not put you as a legendary team in the top 5, in my opinion. Because if the only thing you have done is win Invitationals, are you really the best? Were you ever the best, really? You know, like, did you just play a single tournament with bad competition, or you got lucky, or nobody showed up, or roster changes, or whatever the case might be, right? Whenever I try and look at like a top 5 best teams of all time, you have to look at a stretch of time and be like, let's look at Penta G2 as the first place team. It's easy, right? We won everything for 2 years straight, anything you can name off, whatever. Empire, they won like won majors, they won finals, they made it to finals very often for a very long time. And they were only losing to us, basically, the best team in the world at the time, right? That's who they lost to. So that they're second place. Third is NIP, grand finals into a victory, general presence until, you know, this last year, very highly. And they actually found success. Also played well domestically, consistent. And then I would put EG CTM, because they were the first era of, like, they were the first team to ever win 2 tournaments in a row. Year 1, Season 3, and first invite, and then they became EG, right? But they never won anything, because, again, they lost to us all the time. But they played in a time that was easier than Empire, so they get low on the list. And then, like, 5th/4th would be BDS, Liquid, or FaZe. FaZe have won a major, made finals, also lost to G2 back in our time. BDS, the best team in Europe since Empire's fall down. And the only really consistently good team from Europe in the last 2 years until now with D2. I guess Wolves have been consistent last year, but they never did well internationally. BDS, they haven't done great internationally, but they have won some things. Like major and 2 minors and whatnot. And then you have, what was the last team? Was it Liquid? Finalist team, won a Pro League final, have very big names, you know, gotten very far many times. A lot of history in that team as well. That's like the top 5/6/7 that I would put in, for sure.